The 2.0 housing bubble crash will be in these states, subject to heaven. Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and today, after doing my research for quite a while, I want to share with you where I forecast, where I predict the biggest real estate crash bubble is going to bust. What state are they going to bust? Why do I think these states are going to pop so hard? And why do I believe there's a great opportunity for me in these states? So I'm going to break down each state one by one and identify why I have targeted this state and why does my research tell me that these areas are going to be highly affected by this crash of the central bankers, the Federal Reserve, printing of money, fractional reserve, the pain and suffering that's going to cause, and more importantly, the opportunity that's going to be out there for investors that A, have cash and they're liquid, or B, they have the financial education to structure deals, what I call subject to heaven. Okay. Now, before I dive in, people ask me all the time, Mike, what is a subject to heaven? What is subject to? Subject to heaven is a word that I coined back in 2016 when I predicted that the bubble is going to pop, the real estate housing bubble was going to pop, and people were laughing at me. Now we're here. Okay, so subject to is a strategy that I use where I market, I find motivated homeowners, and I work direct with them, and the homeowners themselves become my bank. They become my lender. Therefore, I don't have to go to a bank and get a traditional loan like a FHA or conventional or whatever. Okay, because the home seller becomes my lender. Now that you know what a subject to is, let's go and define state by state. In my opinion, that's going to be hit the hardest. Okay. All right. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and quickly talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, I highly recommend you guys joining my real estate discussion forums. It's totally for free, and you get to hear stuff that's not going to be discussed on YouTube or Facebook. It's in our private group. Okay. It's totally free to join. Also, one other thing I want to talk about is I just launched our Real Estate Investor Internet Club. You can join it right now for $1. We meet every week. I also do video training and we also have networking. So go to dollar.mrnofluff.com and check out the calendar. Last but not least, if you're already highly motivated and you just need to share core knowledge, then you can have access to all my best-selling courses from my VA Exponential, where I teach you how to hire virtual assistants for just $120 for a month for them to work full-time for you, and doing all kinds of stuff like cold calling, lead generation, etc. Whatever you can imagine for just 75 cents an hour. Okay, unbelievable. Plus, there's 15 other courses that are included in there. My top-selling courses like the mother course which has 171 chapters. It has everything from subject tos, seller financing, lease options, master leases, wraps. I mean, everything you can imagine. It's 171 chapters. It's called the mother course. It's the only course you really need in real estate to be able to get started and do deals. Okay, has everything underneath the moons and the stars, and you can get all my courses for just 67 bucks. Okay, so that's enough. Let's go ahead and get started into the states that I believe are going to be most affected, okay, in this upcoming crash, which I believe that we're already in here in 2019. This is 2019, and we're already seeing it, okay? So state number one I want to talk about is, of course, Texas, okay? Now, why do I say Texas is going to be affected the way it is? Well, for a couple of reasons, but I want to talk about a couple of cities in Texas that are going to be affected. But Texas in general, most of the cities are going to be affected, but a couple of cities that are going to be affected hard is Austin, okay, Dallas, and of course Houston. I mean, guys, Houston is like the fifth largest city in the nation. Okay, but Austin is on the top list because that area has been growing significantly, guys. It's just been growing. I mean, Texas has been growing. A lot of people have been moving to Texas from California, from New York, from all these expensive states. Just you wouldn't believe it. I used to own a moving company for 14, 15 years. We moved year after year. More people were moving to Texas than I could believe. Long distance moves was unbelievable. So here's a couple of cities in Texas that are going to be highly affected. Okay, Austin, Dallas, and Houston. Now, some of the reasons why they're going to be affected is one, really high prices of homes. The price of homes have gone up significantly in the area of Dallas. For example, if you're in the Frisco, Little Elm, or McKinney, I mean, they're just building and prices of homes going up. Okay, um, and people are getting have to go further and further out to be able to buy affordable homes. Another reason that the prices are going high is because thanks to the Federal Reserve interest rate, 0% interest rate, almost never heard of in the history of America, has made the house assets become more expensive because now any Bob and Joe can now qualify to buy a home. And guess what? As there's more people buying, the supply shrinks and the price goes up because there's more buyers. Same thing is happening with cars. That's why, for example, an F-150 Ford used to you can buy it for 20 grand. Today, the same exact car they're selling for 50, $60,000. What has happened? Well, because of easy credit, easy money, cheesy money. Okay, more and more people are able to go and borrow, and buy a car, which has allowed the car dealers to inflate the price. The same thing has happened in real estate. If there's not so many people can qualify to buy a home, the price of homes will fall. Just simple as that. So we have high prices, which is hurting the industry, which is going to make it pop like crazy. Another thing that we have to think about is that everywhere you go in these cities that I just mentioned in Texas, they're building. I mean, they're building brand new homes everywhere you go, from like Little Elm, Frisco, Grand Prairie, Arlington, Mansfield. I mean, everywhere you go in the Dallas, Texas area, they're just building. Same thing's happening to Austin. Same thing's happening into Houston. Okay, they're just building and building. Like in Houston, Woodlands was like the far area. Now the people are building before Woodlands, guys. So what's happening is there's massive amount of inventory being built from apartment complexes, from duplexes, townhomes, new construction. There's all these investors that are trying to fix and flip homes, and so there's a lot of inventory being built because so-called the economy is good. They're giving away free cheese, they're giving away free money. Anyone can borrow, and guess what? A lot of big corporations are building because of this free money. So there's going to be a lot of inventory out there, and which is going to cause the market to crash because once it does start crashing, guess what? There's going to be a lot of inventory out there. The price of homes gone up, and the area is going to just sink. The prices are going to sink, and it's going to create a lot of motivated sellers out there because homeowners are going to now be competing with home builders, people that are building homes, and so when a homeowner goes against a home builder, guess what? They can't compete because they have an older home. Even if it's only a year old or 2 years old, 3 years old, they're going against a builder that is going to provide a 10-year warranty. They're going to provide brand new carpet, brand new paint. And we all know that retail buyers, someone that has a wife, two kids, two dogs, they don't want a used home. They want a new home. They want something that they can smell the carpet and paint. They want something to go in, and if they're going to pay that much money, they want something new versus something old. And if you were the buyer and you had two options, one was an older home, one was a newer home with all the warranties and it's never been used, and the prices were 10, 20 grand cheaper, you're probably going to go with the newer home. Even though it's cheaper, you get more warranty, etc. So in these areas, because of their building so much, because of the interest rate, and because of massive layoffs that are going to be happening, okay, for example, there's a lot of big corporations in Texas, okay, and there's going to be massive layoffs because corporations have been buying their own stocks instead of investing into their business, instead of investing into their product or services to make it better. What they've been doing is boosting their stock market, which just sounds pretty crazy, so they could have bonuses, so they could have bigger payoff, bigger paychecks, which is the side effect of that is that once things get tight, all these companies have all this debt and stuff, and they're going to start defaulting. They're going to be laying off people, which is going to allow a lot of people in Texas area are going to be affected, guys. All right. Now let's move it to the next state, guys. I got many different states in here, so we're gonna have to move forward. The next state that's going to be heavily affected in my opinion, is going to be Las Vegas. All right. Now, Texas and Vegas are going to be areas that are going to be highly affected, but are areas that I really love because once the waters pull back to the ocean because of the hurricane, right? Once the waters succeed, right, there's going to be great jewels, great opportunity in these states because of a lot of people moving to Texas, because a lot of people moving to Vegas. So these states that I'm bring it to you guys are not just going to be just affected hard and then later on they're going to go down the drain. These are the areas that are going to be gold mine, in my opinion, that are going to be affected. And then once the water secede, once the water goes back and people start building, these are going to be hot areas. Okay. So now we're at Vegas. Why do I think Vegas is going to be a very hot area once the crash happens? And why is it such a hot area now? Well, first of all, um, they're bringing the football team there, the Raiders there. Okay. Next reason the area is going to be pumping up is because they just legalized cannabis. If you can look in Colorado, you can see property values just doubled in 10 years, guys. As soon as they introduced cannabis, majority of people start moving there, and more than just the people that just want to go from an expensive state to a low income state. So cannabis. Next reason that's going to be a high demand area. There's going to be a lot of people there for work is Tesla. Tesla manufacturer is going to be out there in Reno, if I'm not mistaken. And guess what? Great opportunity. Now, another great opportunity why I think Vegas is great is because a lot of people live there, or I should say, I'm sorry, a lot of people have homes there, but they don't live there. Okay, so what I mean is, there's a lot of rich people in California and other states are buying properties in Vegas, majority in California. They're buying properties in Vegas and they're empty. Okay, they're buying like $400,000 and above home, $300,000 or above homes, and those homes typically, if they try to sell, they don't sell in the market. Even in a hard market, just like a year ago, 2 years ago, these types of homes don't sell. They take at least 6 months, a year. And now that the market starts to slow down, these areas are becoming highly affected. Okay, so Vegas is going to be a good area after the hurricane hits, after the meltdown happens, because there's going to be a massive amount of jobs. The Raiders are there, they legalized cannabis, and there's going to be great opportunities because of there's a lot of people that own homes there that don't live there like they live in California, and there's going to be a great opportunity because home prices have gone up because all these people are trying to move there and get out of California, and they've increased the home prices, which allows the great crash to happen and create great opportunities. Okay, so these once again, these states that I'm talking about are great opportunities because there's a lot of opportunity there for work and growth. But in this crash, because of that, it's going to be hurting a lot, but it's going to come back, in my opinion, to be all-time great investment areas. Okay, so I love Vegas. I think it's going to be hit very, very hard. I think there's going to be great opportunities. Now, the opportunities are going to be in the higher end homes versus the lower end home. I mean, some of these higher end homes, these people that have a lot of money in California, what have you, they may have a business that's going to crash in the crash, or they're going to be struggling, or they want to exit, and they're not going to be able to sell their property, and that's where great seller financing comes into play. That's where great lease options or master leases or any of these great strategies, subject tos, come into play, because I'm going to be dealing with homeowners that own their house fully and clear, that have a lot of equity, but just can't exit. And instead of them selling it really, really cheap, right, for cash, I could create a win-win situation where they win and I win, and we can do a deal like a subject to. Okay, so guys, let's move forward because I do have a couple of other states, a few more states. Now, if you're interested in getting the remaining of the states, because then what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and join our discussion forum right here. Okay, and I'm going to be uploading the remaining of the video there instead of on YouTube or Facebook. So if you want to get the remaining list, okay, then what I highly recommend right now is go to community.mrnofluff.com and join the discussion forum. It's totally free, and I'm going to upload this video on our private community page. Okay, for everyone on YouTube and Facebook, thanks for watching. Click the like button, click subscribe. If you want to finish the remaining of this video, then go to our community. It's totally for free. We'll give it to you. So guys, let's continue forward. Okay, now